Inspired Conversations, episode 17. Today's question, is the myth of a soulmate true?
This is quite the question because I remember this has been a question that's always come up for me, soulmates, who's my soulmate? That whole, it's almost a fantasy around soulmates.
It is, isn't it? Soulmate's almost like a modern day term for
my knight in shining armour.
Knight in shining armour,
Yeah.
your prince or princess, or
when that person comes along, I'm going to live happily ever after.
Yeah, but that's not quite how it works.
No. I guess it's really about a person coming in your life to bring up your shit. So in that beautiful way of, this is my gift to you so you can grow as a person, you can deal with all your stuff to move on and grow. And
I think so. I think with all relationships, and especially, this is especially relevant for younger kids, it's not to have this huge emphasis placed on the relationships that they go into, because relationships all through life are about learning about yourself. I actually believe our soulmate is our soul within ourselves. Our soul is our mate, but we are not taught to even connect with our soul.
We're so disconnected.
Yeah, we are very disconnected from our soul. So how can it's interesting just how there's so much information out there about soulmates, and yet and relationships and yet there's not a huge emphasis on connecting back with self. I think it comes, if young people had more understanding that it's about connecting with self, they wouldn't place so much emphasis on the relationships they have.
Well, it's more that when you are connected to self and you're having problems within the relationship, you're seeing them a lot more clearly from... there's a lot more clarity in what's actually going on. You're not blaming the other person. You're seeing the reflection back. You're getting the messages, the learnings, the growth in what you can do to whether you're letting go of old habits and ways of beings and beliefs, and
That's it. Relationships do bring up literally the worst in us. They're like a roller coaster ride, super high, super low. Just like having kids, that's an even scarier roller coaster. It goes even higher and it goes even lower.
But the beauty of that is it's in those incredibly low moments where you go, I need to make I need to change this because this isn't working, and that's what I find when I go into myself a lot to find that answer. But it's more of there's a release that happens, there's beauty that happens, there's energy that shifts, and then you wake up the next day and then you can already feel that energy has changed.
Yes, it's in those very low moments that you do make some very conscious choices.
Yeah.
And I believe we are here to make conscious choices.
Yeah.
And this is the beauty of relationships. Relationships are the most gorgeous way of connecting with ourselves. It's a shame we place so much emphasis and blame the other person for all the stuff they do.
But the thing is, it's very difficult. It's beautiful, but it's very difficult because then the ego gets involved, and that's where the biggest limitations are, because with the ego comes blame and all of that stuff.
And this is why relationships can be so,
volatile.
Volatile, yeah, that's a great word. Because, because people do. There's many people, killed and stabbed and shot, and all in a, rage around love. And it's just that, if we had better tools to understand ourselves and to connect with our own souls, we would then be able to be aware and appreciate and see the beauty that our partners bring up in us, and not blame them, but just have the awareness in ourselves that that's how we feel, that's how we are reacting, that's what's going on for us within our mind, within our body, within our ego, within our soul. And it's it's just I mean, if we all had better tools to deal with that, I think there'd be a lot less marriage problems. There'd be a lot less relationship problems. And it starts from a young age, from kids, the whole, having to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend and then, needing to find your soulmate and get married. And there's this whole society belief structure around the perfect marriage, the perfect relationship. And the
you
perfect
finally
everything.
get there and you go, I'm not happy, but you don't want to believe that. It's very hard to go, but, I'm doing everything society says I should be doing. And you're not happy, or you're not allowing yourself to feel that you're not happy because you're too busy being caught up in playing out the society. Okay, I'm married now. It's... You
can spend a lifetime filling up your life trying to be the image of what society thinks you are.
Yeah.
And then one day you wake up and realise that's not who you are at all. But again, logically, it makes no sense. You realise that's something's very wrong.
Yeah.
And you don't know what to do about it because you're so entrenched in the life that you've created all around you, all your friends, your family, and everyone else is approving because they are in the same game. They are playing the same game, fitting into the same society and tribe rules that everyone's put out there that are not spoken about, but everybody's adhering to. So the minute someone...
the unspoken society belief system.
That's right. And the minute someone breaks those rules, you get ostracized.
It becomes very difficult for you.
Yeah.
And that's where your own inner strength really, that's where the challenge, that's almost where the fun, that's almost where your life begins to some degree, because that's the strength you need in order to create the life that you really want to create.
There's a very raw and vulnerable awareness of who you really are in that moment. Yeah. When you actually make that decision, that's when you have this connection with everything that is, and it starts to make sense.
Yeah.
But then it's a very difficult path to then, building your life up around who you really are, as opposed to what you thought you were, or what your parents brought you up to be, or what everyone else expected you to be. So you're no longer living from expectation, and you're living from who you really are. You've connected to your soul. You've found your mate, and it's inside of you.
I think that soulmates, I think you have people in your life, all sorts of people. It doesn't need to be, your partner. It can be your daughter. It can be your mother. It's all those people that help you grow as a person if you're willing. They're the people who, before coming into this life, you've all agreed, okay, I'm going to help you grow. And it's going to be difficult, but if you're willing, you will just grow so much from this experience. So they're all the beautiful people, the beautiful souls that you've chosen to come in and really move through this life with.
Well, we can't do it alone. We are all connected, and we all are here for each other.
Yeah.
We are all here to help each other, and the more we help each other and the more awareness that we can create around what's really going on, as opposed to the mind and ego stuff, that's when life becomes truly beautiful.
Yeah. Yes.